Oh my goodness, we're live! Hello everybody. So yes, as you might be able to hear, I'm still using the crappy mic. New mic is actually on its way there now, thankfully. But yeah, still using the headset for a little while. Such is life. But yeah. I figured as I'm spending time actually leveling this character, I should actually show a little bit of it on stream. Because, you know, that might actually be useful. Just to show how badly I actually play this game. I like it, but I play really badly. We're gonna get all this stuff running. While I grab all the missions and things. Yeah, we'll go and grab some levies and stuff. Yeah, I'm not quite up to the level that I was up to on this story anyway. Yeah, this character I'm making, I am actually going to be maining it as a bard. I've leveled up other classes around it, just for like secondary skills and stuff. But now, like actually focusing on the archer so I can level up through that. So yeah, not doing too bad. Yeah, I'm a little bit low level before I can actually properly pick up my story stuff again. I'm trying to think what level the levies were around here. Ah, screw it, we'll try them. Ah, you have 20 and 25 ones. Perfect. That's exactly what I need. Not a big queue this afternoon. I was on here yesterday. And with it being the middle of a Sunday afternoon, when the dailies reset, they reset at like 4 PM my time, which was great for a Sunday. But yeah, when I was queuing on Sunday, especially as like DPS, invariably at the weekends it defaults just to the there are more than 50 of you in the queue for DPS role. You shall be waiting. But hey ho, what can you do? So yeah, as far as other bits from the last time I even showed any of this gameplay on here, because it's been a while. It's been a while since I've actually shown any Final Fantasy XIV stuff. When I came back, I just randomly decided to pick one of the other EU servers. So I'm actually playing on Phoenix now. I probably will update my stuff at some point. Just so that people know like what server I'm on and stuff like that if they want to come and play. And these guys were nice enough to throw me an invite just so I can ridiculously abuse their XP boost for now. They don't mind if I actually stick around or not once I'm actually leveled. They're a nice enough group though. But yeah, just to Just abusing the heat of battle too. I also, the one thing I didn't do the last time I was playing this, I never bothered with the novice guide stuff, which was a bit daft, but this time I did it just so I could actually get the ring that gives you the 30%, which is great. And it's like, oh, the XP, give it to me now. So, let's, as we're going to be waiting for a bit, this is like going to be probably like 10 minutes or so to actually get into a dungeon. I'll get some levies done. Can't remember if I've ever done these ones before, but hey ho, they can't be too out of the ordinary. Just target enemies. Lovely, nice and easy. Coming to get me. So yeah, I have got a lot of secondary buffs you wouldn't necessarily have if you hadn't upgraded secondary classes and stuff already. The only ones I realistically haven't used for are these two. Blood for Blood is great, as long as you're not actually getting hit by anything. And internal release as well. So, they're the only ones I'm actually using. I can start taking more over, but it's kind of one of them. It's like I'll end up just taking like extra secondary bits and pieces out of these two as we go. There's not like a big need for me to get other ones, to be honest with you. It's those two were the main ones I was getting. That was a pain in the ass because I had to get Lancer, which is a ball ache of a class to level. It's just so damn slow. So yeah, I leveled Lancer up to 34 as the first thing I did. Just like, let's get that out the way. I'll enjoy the other stuff. Not really a fan of some of the other stuff, but yeah. Oh, treasure coffer's gonna have nothing in it. I should actually pop like defensive stuff as well, just so I don't get hit at all, but eh. I get very, very lazy when I'm doing levies these days. They're so much easier because the last time I was playing as a healer, and like when your heal spec, these things just by their nature take longer, just because you can't output as much damage. But as DPS for this stuff, it's so good. Okay, this guy running around after me. What are we clocking in? 203% XP boost. Lovely. And yeah, because I've got like rested and other wolves going, this is kind of why I want to get into a dungeon. just for the ridiculous XP from kills in there. Yeah, like I say when I last checked on this, it'll probably be like another... It says like average wait time 9 minutes, but it'll probably be like another 5 minutes or so before we get into that. So I can't really complain, it's the middle of the afternoon and I'm queuing as DPS. Yeah, gone are the days when with my healer where I could actually just like pretty much insta pop a queue. Ah, the simpler times. Alright, which one was this? It's a trap! Obtain target items, you say? This stuff's basically going to spawn on me, surely. Or not. See, that stuff does spawn, it was just... Oh, I can do that bug. Fine. Go away. Yeah, joys of kiting your opponent. Well, at least I figured out what's spawning now. They were just a little bit slow on the uptake. I might actually need to get some health and stuff. If I'm not being so... Don't. I'm being lazy with it, really. I should actually pay a little bit more attention to my rotation, but... It's not gonna kill me, really. Like, the mobs are only one level above me. I have to say, it's, the game is coming out nice and clean on the stream. I have a stream preview up just so I can check. Rather nice today. Yeah, I so didn't clock the poacher appearing. That's my bad. Yeah, I figured stuff would spawn, but I was being lazy, not paying attention to the game telling me it was. I could actually ignore the mobs and just pick all these up, but screw it, it's XP. Another dead simple one. Oi! I was chatting with stream! Go away! Dude, don't interrupt me while I'm talking. It is very rude. Oh, screw that. I didn't want to join the fate. No, I'm in the middle of something else. Go away. Stop it. There's a bit of spawn right on top of where I was fighting. Leave me alone. I do not want. Guys, I'm trying to do something else. Leave me be. I just wanted the loot. That's screw it. We use a few of the potions because we've got loads of them. Yeah, look at that. I was like, it was right on top of me, that spawn. Son of a bitch. Hey, hello Valentino. Hello, buddy. How are you today, man? God, I am going to have to watch out for that, because I'm strafing around and almost walking into that again. God damn. Alright, so it's just this last guy here. We will try and do a runner. Oh, or not. This is Final Fantasy XIV, so it's the MMO one. I am a man who likes my MMOs. I am actually now going to take part in this duty actually while I'm here. But yeah, man, why? Screw it. I can live without getting the stuff from this. No, if it actually pops me into it. Never mind. We've got another DPS player who's gone AFK here. But yeah, man, Final Fantasy XIV's great. All the classes and stuff they have are all really cool. Ah, yeah, look, they were AFK. Boo. They still have the normal things like you'd expect and stuff as well. It's like you can still, when you're fighting in this, actually, I'll move chat back down here out the way, just so you can see this a bit clearer. I don't know why I moved it up there the other day. Yeah. But yeah, it's like you can still build up in fights to get like limit breaks and all that sort of thing. So there's a lot of stuff like that makes sense for Final Fantasy sort of idea. Yeah, this is like very traditional sort of MMO style gameplay. So it's like this is a low level dungeon that I'm gonna play through. I'm primarily doing it for the XP because you know I'm leveling, so I need it. Any excuse for more XP is a good one for me. And yeah, you'll see this a little bit with me playing this on here, but because I'm playing an archer, it makes it a lot easier for me to actually point out a lot of things on screen. Just purely because, you know, I can literally sit back like this and not really have to stress too much about what's going on in the fights. It's a much more laid back sort of way to play. Some of the other classes and things, when you're coming into this, have a lot more complex styles. And that's not to say that Archer doesn't have its, not so much its issues, but its complexities, shall we say. But with it being an MMO, the classes aren't designed to be like super complex and hard to pick up. The only thing with Archer stuff really is getting used to skills that will pop outside of the normal skill cooldowns. So you'll find like a number of the skills I actually have even now at low level, they're designed to be used outside of like the main global cooldown for all the skills. So a lot of like the stuff with Archer is just kind of learning when's best to use them. And then like some of the other ones, like the melee style classes, are the ones that people would class more as, say, a tank. So like the heavier classes, or like the healers with things like clerics and stuff like that. They all have like their own different sort of mechanics to them. But it's cool that they don't actually limit you in any way. So it's like if you wanted to play all the styles on like one character, you can do. Hey, level up. But yeah, the way the class system works, all of these classes that are in the game here, that you can see on the screen now, every single one of them, if I wanted to, I could actually level up on this character. I wouldn't have to make like a different character for each one. It would happily let me do it all on the one. Targeting. Yeah, the only thing I have to be careful of with being DPS is essentially attacking the same thing the tank does. Just because if I actually want to start doing, if I put down like a lot of damage, I could become unstuck very quickly if I'm not careful. Yeah, man, it's well, the thing is that when Final Fantasy XIV launched, it had so many problems. I mean, they took the game down to do repairs on the game for that reason, and you know, it took them an awful long time to actually get it into like what would be even remotely a good space. And they're still adding stuff all the time, which is the big thing. I mean, it's one thing with the game right now is they're just about to be putting out a smaller update, which is like their 3.4 update. So that one's going out in 2 weeks or something. 2 or 3 weeks, something like that. So that'll be like the last like major update of this particular development cycle, and then after that it'll actually be what is the next expansion, like the next full expansion for the game. So they've had like one major one, which was Heaven's Sword, which came out last year or the year before. I'm losing track of it at this point, but yeah, like a couple of people who, if they've been playing for like a very long time with this and have gotten into like their level 60 stuff, that side of things has not changed in a little while. So those are the people that kind of after, you know, all their new toys to play with at this point. But to be honest, right now the game's really solid. I could send you like a trial thing, but I have to get, or to send it, because it's a friend referral thing. To send it, you need like email and stuff, so I don't tend to ask for it. But it's quite a handy way, because the way they do it is like they have like their normal trial, but then like the friend referral one gives like the person trying it out like extra bits and pieces and stuff. But yeah, I tend not to talk about it too much, because they do ask for well, the way Square Enix do it is they need an email address to send the information out, but I might work out an easy way to do that at some point, if more people are interested in it. Because it's a handy way to do things. But yeah, I mean that was like the big reason why I stopped for a little while with this game, because I kind of wanted to get into it properly again, to like leveling a character sort of like this time of the year, where there's not a whole lot going on as far as like the game's end game goes. And so it's like I can play through it all while everyone's waiting for like the next big update sort of thing. So it's a very good time for me to kind of get going with it all. Yeah, I will say this doesn't need anything too fancy, luckily. But yeah, it would probably need something a little bit more than that for a graphics card. I mean, admittedly, my GTX 1070, my GTX 1070 is massive overkill for this. It's like it's not needed. It doesn't even break a sweat playing this. But I will say it looks pretty. Yeah, I'm running everything at max, and it's. I mean, I've only got the stream running at 720 right now, but yeah, it's like I'm playing it at 1080, and it's so nice. It's actually one of the better things with this game. It doesn't require that much to kind of get it to play, and a lot of that is down to them. Oh crap! A lot of that is down to them wanting it to be able to be played by a lot of people, being an MMO. So, you know, it's dead handy for stuff like that. Yeah, to make it, if you want to get it to look like really nice, then yeah, you do need a slightly better graphics card, but to actually play it, it doesn't need anything like too bonkers. Yeah, with MMOs, dude, you're exactly right. I mean, they tend to go on the logic of trying to get like as many people as possible to play. So they just go on the idea of making it so that even if you're not on like a particularly new system, you can normally play, but they did that before me. But yeah, the dungeon stuff in this is great for leveling up. At least if you've got the various XP boosts and stuff going. Ah, now you see, this is probably the main splitting factor with this game. This game is actually a full subscription-based game, so you do have to pay a subscription for it. However, many people, of which, you know, I class myself as, in this, pay only for the basic subscription. Now the flip side of that is the basic subscription only actually lets you play on like a limited number of characters and stuff like that. So you will find that if you're doing like what I'm doing, which is where you only really have the intention of playing on like the one character, which, you know, you can do like all the content through with one character anyway. You know, there's nothing particularly stopping people from doing that. It's only really if people want to play like on multiple characters and stuff like that, where they pay for like the higher level subscription. And actually, it's one of the more interesting things with this game, because I kind of thought that with it being a free-to-play game, not a free-to-play game even, with it being a just purely subscription-based, you would have thought that you know, it might have suffered from like people playing it and stuff, but you know, they've recently posted that they have like record numbers playing this, like more so now than they did back at launch, which isn't always the case with MMOs. A lot of the time they tend to have like a relative drop off, but they've got like a lot of people playing this game. They must be a nice money maker for Square Enix. This boss is always interesting because you can always tell if people have actually played it or not beforehand. And essentially, all this is, it's a tank-based challenge. This one, so we can't actually do any damage to these when they're this size. And the idea is pull that lever. One of these caps comes out of here. You use that to blow these up. And yeah, yeah, you have to get it to a small enough size where we can actually do damage to it. But until then, the DPS folks can't really do much in this. Generally speaking, I stand out of the way. I stand here so I can get the mobs that spawn from here, if they do. Yeah, maybe. I mean, the one weird thing I don't like, because the game does have a trial for it. But yeah, like the weirdest part of this game's trial is it generally limits how much you can play it early on, which is, you know, it's not that unusual. I mean, most trials have that sort of system in place, where it's designed to, pretty much what it sounds like, give you like a taste of the game. But so much of this game's like best content happens later on in the game, so it would be nice if they had a way to let people like experience that sort of thing. Be it where they actually like give you a, you know, if you're on the trial, like give you a demo character which you can only use during the trial or something like that, which would be like a high level one, so you can actually see like a lot of like the higher end content. You know? But it's not as if it's not popular as it is, but I sort of feel that they could potentially get more people playing if they made their trial a little bit more, not so much like forgiving, but if they actually just gave you like a little bit more freedom with what you could do in the trial. And yeah, it's like other games have shown, like if you have like some in-game way of being able to pay for your subscription, like you put there like how Lord of the Rings do stuff, and a lot of other games do that now as well. Like, I mean, Eve's done that for years, and even they're having like a more of like a hybrid system now as well. So, you know, shown that you can do that sort of stuff very successfully for a long period of time. What else launched recently? Blade and Soul does that as well. So, you know, Blade and Soul has it where you can, you know, if you wanted to, you could literally spend time just playing the game, and you'd eventually be able to unlock like game time just through like grinding stuff in game. I mean, it's not without its issues, because it's like they make it so that it takes time to do it. So it's like, unless like you're playing like a lot of hours, it's not so easy. But you know, the options there. Totally forgot to roll for that stuff. Oops. So yeah, we've got like a limit break built up already over this. Realistically though, it'll probably be that archer that does it. The only thing with not the archer, even the lancer, the only thing with me being an archer doing it is that I can miss the shot, which is a bit crap. It's like you got like a nice limit break and it's like, it didn't do anything because it missed. Yay! Whereas like the lancer's one is just a melee one. So the lancer will have a bit more luck with it. I do actually need to pay a little bit more attention to my rotation because I'm getting my I'm getting my timings all out of whack. Whoop! They almost came for me. So my character's like super squishy. Yeah, that's the one advantage of being at range. It's like I don't have to worry about like taking damage as much, but if I happen to attract attention while fighting, I do have to watch it. Just because I'm a little bit squishy. I don't have the best armor in the world. Use that limit break, but for now use it. I'll use it then. Hey, didn't miss this time. Sweet. Well, the healer did a good job in that. I'll give it to the healer. Commendation to the healer. Hey, that's what I'm wearing. Yeah, I've done these dungeons enough times recently that I've actually got like a whole set of level appropriate good gear. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's one of the big reasons why Guild Wars 2 and stuff has been popular. Just because it's like. And it's kind of similar to what you get with free-to-play games. It's like it's a relatively low what people in the industry would class as a barrier to entry. So it's like with Guild Wars 2, you're literally just paying for the game once, which is something more people can understand. It's like you pay for that game once, it's yours and for life. Then obviously you're just paying for any expansions and stuff that come out with that game. So like Heart of Thorns was the last one for that, if I remember my Guild Wars 2 stuff properly. Guild Wars 2 is another game I've played in the past, but I kind of fell off it. It's just that I wasn't all that fussed on it. I don't know why, but because I really liked the original Guild Wars. I had like all the expansions and all sorts for the original. But yeah, Guild Wars 2, it didn't really do anything for me. And yeah, I think they're certainly under the general impression of, they could do a trial that has more on it, or they could do more of like a free-to-play subscription hybrid and stuff with this game and potentially get more people in, but it works for Square Enix, and at the end of the day they'll just go, yeah, we're making money and there's a lot of people playing, and they'll happily just churn out updates and stuff for it, so Uh-oh, Mike's here. Run away. You right, Mike? This one. Actually, before I start that... Yeah, we've got about an hour before the daily stuff resets. Resets at a really weird time of the day. But I suppose it's fine if people generally only play in the evenings. There's only the odd nutter like me playing in the middle of the day. But yeah, they'll reset in, what, where are we, hot? Coming up to 3 o'clock, so an hour and 10 minutes, give or take. And then we'll get more XP again. Just get that running, because that'll take, yeah, average wait time 18 minutes. God damn it! By that it'll probably be around about 15 to 20 minutes before I get into another dungeon now as well. RIP. But by the time I turn these in, I'll be able to do a whole another set of hard levies, so I'll have stuff to pass the time anyway. Defeat all targets in the location specified. Wow, it's just got a load of dead easy DPS based ones. Not that I'm complaining, because it makes it really easy for me. I've just done this in completely wrong order because I was checking everything outside of the game rather than what I was actually doing. Here's the thing as well, it's Archer isn't that particularly complicated, but if I don't get my timing stuff right, it's like your DPS goes to crap. It's probably not the smartest way for me to actually play. I do have to be a bit careful around here as well, just because there's always random events that spawn in around here, which again is great for actually just generally XP farming, but not so great when you're trying to actually pay attention to what's going on. There's actually some normal missions in the town there as well, but I could probably pick up if it's taking a while. So yeah, any of the DPS duties are so easy now. I'm relatively chilled when I'm doing those. They always used to be such a pain with my healer. Handing all the quests. Alright game, you don't have to play it every time. Thank you. I might go and do my class mission. Do we see what it actually is? Oops. Yeah, you get a class-specific quest line every 5 levels. So now it's a case of seeing what the hell this is. It might give me a new skill, which is always nice. But I got that recently as well, so it might not. Slightly more powerful bow. Looks like it's going to start letting me like the next chunk of gear. Apparently these two aren't getting along. Not surprising with this story. Ah, oh, bless him. He wants to go off on his own. Nutter. He's been nothing but a cheeky git to me since I started this class. It's like, can he take an arrow, please? It's like, I won't mind. Think of it for the sake of the story. You can pretty much do it how you want, dude. I mean, I'm doing a mix of stuff, just because you can do things faster that way. But you can quite comfortably just play through as you level by yourself through the main story stuff if you wanted. So there's two like ways you get story in the game. There's the class-specific stuff, which is this sort of thing I'm doing now. And then there's the main game story as well. Now, realistically speaking, this main class story stuff, which is this, sorry, not the class story stuff, the main game story, you can only kind of play through that once per character. So that's why this is actually a higher level than what I am right now, because I actually started playing that back when I was leveling Lancer there for its secondary skills. So I played a little bit of it then. But it gives you a lot of XP by itself, so you can just like play through that if you want to. It will generally lean you towards the dungeon content though. And in fact, when you play through this, and you'll find it a little bit when I eventually pick this back up again, you will find that every so often the game will prompt you towards a dungeon to play through as part of its story. But yeah, it's like for the vast majority of it, you could just play through it pretty much by yourself if you wanted. Now that being said, it is all faster if you do actually play it as a group. I know some of the people in the company that I am in right now, because they use this company primarily for just like letting people level and stuff. So you will find there's stuff like that where certainly for like a lot of the game content and things, you will find like every now and then at least. Yeah, it's a hard one to kind of quantify, but yeah, like for the most part, it's like you could do it like pretty much all by yourself. And yeah, it's like if you group up with stuff though, you still get like the same XP for kills and things. That doesn't change. It's just faster to do it. But again, it's like for me doing stuff on stream, when I'm streaming stuff on here, outside of like the dungeon stuff, which is just like random groups, generally speaking, you will see most of the stuff I'm doing is just stuff by myself. So there's no real like strict push for you to go and do like group content and that sort of thing. Oh, it's daytime. I was gonna come down and show the fireworks because there's an event on at the minute, and they always pop fireworks whenever it's nighttime in game. It's a lovely sunny morning. We just missed out. Just wanted to do a quick repair of my stuff before moving on. I'll have one of those in there. I could pick those up as well. I'll leave them for now. And yeah, so you'll find the vast majority of anything outside of the core game story, so anything outside of this core game, pretty much all the other stuff is just all sort of what you'd expect out of like older Final Fantasy games, where it's like it's all pretty much just text-based information. So there's no like fancy cutscenes and stuff like that. Let's see. We'll hop over this way. And yeah, you'll find the game effectively splits itself into two parts. There's the original core game experience, which is... that's not the name for it, mind you, I should say. But it's essentially what I would class as the level 1 to 50 content. So that was essentially what was there to a point when the game launched. And then with a few various updates to it. And then after that you've got like the secondary stuff that came after with the expansion, which then gets you up to the existing level cap. And yeah, so when if you look at like the various dungeons and stuff, so again, I've only got access to so many of these right now because I'm still playing through the actual story. So like you unlock these as you play through the story, which is why, like I was saying, it'll at various points kind of prompt you casually towards doing the various dungeons. So it's like you unlock them all as you level. Then at level 50 you'll get a whole set of level 50 hard mode versions of them. You'll get a fair few new ones as well, and you'll get like the first raids and stuff like that at level 50. Then once you start the expansion story, that then kind of, for lack of a better phrase, it effectively then does the same thing again. So you'll then go through and unlock a number of additional new dungeons that match in with the expansion story, and then once you hit the full level cap, you then get harder modes of those. You get full level dungeons and all of that sort of stuff. But yeah, whilst you're just starting off, you only have access to a certain few. Chocobo! Dude, badass armor is badass. Oh, you're gonna be a closed encounter, aren't you? Well, that's no fun at all. If this bumps wants me to go into a... Oh no, it doesn't, thank God. So yeah, like I was saying, like this is even when you do like the class story stuff, so like it goes into cutscenes like this, but it'll still be this stuff down the bottom, so it'll still be like text-based stuff. Still perfectly good though. She's switching sides. Traitor. I'll let her go because I like her. She was actually nice to me. The other fella can go spit. Yeah, dude. There's a lot of content, man. So it's like it makes sense for like the main game story stuff. So it's like you'll have those which are voiced for like the main important parts of its story. So like for there it works perfectly fine. But yeah, it's like it doesn't, the way it's written as well, and how they actually do like the animation and stuff, it doesn't actually lose a whole lot by not having it voiced. And this is the thing, it's like back when this game came out, I mean the only game that was actually advertising itself as a for lack of a better phrase, fully voiced MMO was Star Wars The Old Republic. But even that's been backtracking on that because it takes them like so long just to do like audio recordings and stuff for the game. She wants me to meet her at the brewery. I like a girl who solves problems with drink. Deary me. Charlie Chaplin in colour. Yeah. Well, actually, I should show my. I should show some of my other mounts, shouldn't I? Where are we? What's it under? Oh, here we go. These are the other ones I got from the. Oh, the timing on that. I'll show them when we've finished the fight. Remind me when I get out of this to show them. Because yeah, I got them from having a pre-order of the... Actually, I don't even think it was a pre-order, I think it's just the deluxe edition of the base game. And this is like the one thing that you can't really fault with Final Fantasy is that they always make the games look really nice. Look at them all down there. Yeah, I always like this dungeon just because it's so damn pretty. I'm a little bit low level for it now, so I get level synced for it, but it's not too bad. It's the one thing with it being a level sync, you always end up with a sort of rescaled amount of XP for your level. So it's like I'm still getting like around 1000 XP per kill at the minute, which, you know, is great by the time like you run through all of this. Yeah, get blue for once. That'll make sense later on in the dungeon. It's used for a part of a mechanic later on when we get to a little boss. Please fight that first. Yeah. I generally won't use some of my skills unless they're really needed. Like, you won't see me using this skill outside of the boss fight, really. Just because although it is useful, it has a really long cooldown on it. So it's generally not used for like getting rid of crap. The internal release one is the one I'll generally pop if there's a lot of mobs because it has quite a short cooldown on it, and it gives me a better crit rate, which is always useful for killing the crap. Wow, why is it popping me over to them? Sorry, that just baffled me why it wants to target those over there. It's like I have a high range on this character, but still. Very strange. And yeah, you'll see these guys run down here and fight these two here now. But I'll just sit my ass up here and fight. Joys of having high range, really. Well, and again, this is kind of like where you get a lot of different classes in the game. One version of the tanks does have a shield with it. What he's playing as, they just have a really big sword on them, which is pretty cool. But yeah, and again, it's kind of going back to what I was saying earlier, where like the different classes all have like their own styles of combat and stuff like that with them. So it's no different for like the DPS classes, where you know some of them like me will have the bows and arrows and all that sort of stuff, whereas some of them will be like melee stuff, some of them will be like using magic, and yeah, it's just a different version of a tank basically. So you can kind of see like he's just got a really massive sword on him, and he's just said in chat he's gonna go AFK for a sec. Oh, lovely. I really don't want to actually fight the rest of these guys. We could clear through these, but I don't want to pull them without a tank. Like I say, it's like I can do damage, but I'm a bit squishy. So yeah, like this as well, as like a simple example. So this guy's actually playing as a healer, and as part of what they've done, they'll have a single-handed main hand weapon, and he's got a shield as well for defensive stuff. But you can actually play the same class, but with a two-handed staff instead, which is generally speaking how you'd play this class later on. You'll find people bouncing backwards and forwards to it as low level, just purely because you'll get the two variations as you play through the game. You just get given the different types of loot for it. But yeah, like the two-handed staff will do, it'll do like a little bit more, it'll have like more power base to it. But the flip side is it's not as defensive. But realistically that's not as much of an issue. I mean, it's the same in this. It's like this buff, especially that I have, is handy because it gives me, you know, an extra outright 10% damage increase. But then it also makes me 25% more susceptible to damage as well. So it's like you won't really find me using that all that much if I'm just playing through stuff by myself. In here, I can more. Oh, it closed. So I did that. But yeah, so in here you'll find me using it more because, for the most part, unless I go like really over the top and do like piles worth of more damage, like more than what the tank can cope with, basically, then like for the most part I can just kind of do however much damage I want and not really be bothered. Or at least concerned about taking damage myself. This is what I was saying where those colours come into play from earlier. That little note that you get right at the start will basically tell you if it's blue, red or green. So you just have to basically press a button on the coral for which one it is. If you don't, it spawns another mob. Generally speaking, don't want to be in a situation, at least with this, where you're spawning additional mobs on top of what's already in there. It's generally easy just to actually spawn the boss and get it done and dusted. Nice piece of gear for the tank there if he hasn't got it already. Yeah, I'm not doing these for gear right now. I have all the gear for these low level dungeons. Here purely for the XP. Just running around a little bit there. I didn't want to be bothered to be getting hit by anything. See what I mean there about this skill having a really long cooldown? It's only just come off cooldown now, and we were already up to the next boss. So, yeah, it literally is only used per boss encounter, which is why I try and time it as such. Just so you get a bit... Woo! Oh, it's the lower version. I don't really need it, but... Thought it was going to be a good bow there. Rip. It's not quite as good as the one I had. Also, yeah, doing daft little things like making sure I stand on tables so I've got a cleaner line of sight. Don't have to really, but yeah. Oh, he was stuck in the wall. That was weird. Oh, I was hoping it would actually bounce me up onto here. What a letdown! My jump wasn't anywhere near enough with the animation to pop me up on the top. Oh dear. Yeah, the final boss that we're working towards here is it has one of the more annoying group mechanics to it when you actually play the harder version of it. Doing this, when you're leveling, you can basically just power through it just by having enough damage in the group. Yeah, on the harder mode, it can be a little bit of a pain. Yeah, healers are actually really solid in this game. The healer stuff, at least early on, is a little bit powerful. So it's like at least if you have a player who knows what they're doing as far as like the class goes, then it'll be very rare that like a group will wipe. Like even now, there's a lot of extra mobs and stuff that have turned up and all the rest of it. But even now, it's not as if it's like a particularly stressful situation. The one thing I will say is having played as a healer through like the harder content in the game, or like essentially anything that's not like leveling content really, where it's like you need like stricter gear levels and things like that. That sort of thing is a lot more unforgiving for the healers. But yeah, for like this sort of stuff, it's fine. he's pulled quite a few of them in. Now he's going to give the healer a bit of a workout. Just by pulling a lot of stuff at once. Poor healer. He's basically pulled 2 roofs when you don't need to. He could have easily have gotten away with just pulling one lot of them. Yeah, so he didn't, but the healer's just about on top of it. We killed quite a few of them quickly as well. But that's what I mean, like even when I think he was down as like low as around about 100 or so health at one point there. And like even with that, the healer can just power through it all. They're pretty much like the best part of low level stuff when you're leveling. Just because it makes a lot of the lower level content not like too easy as such, but it makes it enjoyable where you're not having to kind of worry too much about mechanics wise of it. You can actually just play through it all. So yeah, this is the boss I was talking about. Final boss encounter. So strictly speaking, what we'll end up doing here is we'll just just purely damage this guy. We won't have to we won't have to worry too much. Yeah, we won't have to worry too much here about the extra mobs, but what you'll find is there's these 4 spawning areas around the edges, and essentially the idea is that at points through the fight they'll start rippling like this, and then if you don't actually go and click on them to cancel them out, then mobs will spawn, as what will happen in a minute. But the thing of it is that once you've killed the boss, they'll all vanish anyway, mysteriously. And also, I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing here rotation-wise. Again. Rob. Cool. So yeah, once it's finished they all basically vanish. But yeah, when you're playing the harder mode of that, if you don't actually deal with the mobs that spawn out of these, it can be a little bit more unforgiving. But yeah, in the normal mode you can just do what we did there, which is just attack the boss like crazy. And I will give the healer my commendation there, just because they did a good job. DPS very rarely get it, but I don't mind. It's like, at the end of the day, it's like, can't really commend DPS. Let's be fair. It's like you either do damage or you don't. And if you don't, you can't exactly be commended for it. And if you do, well then you're just doing what the class does. So. Alright, so... oh yeah. I almost forgot. So these two are the 2 mounts that I got as part of... I don't know if it was the collector's edition of the game or like the digital deluxe version of the game or whatever, but you get these 2 as part of that. And they're basically just extra mounts. So you've got this guy, which is a bit of a badass. He's actually probably got one of like the more cooler animations, because he actually runs quite well. So yeah, very cool mount. And then, in comparison to one, so the company one, which is the one I use, you get this as part of the story. Not the armor, I should stress. The armor is another part of the pre-order that I got. Or, again, it's either pre-order or deluxe thing or something. But yeah, the behemoth stuff is like extra stuff as part of that. Normally speaking, you'll get, when you unlock it as part of your story, it'll look like this. Or whatever version of company you end up playing for. So that's what it'll look like normally. But, you know, as I've got the behemoth stuff, it's a little bit more, I don't know what you class as, a little bit more aggressive. Makes them look more angry than what they are. But yeah, anyway, you get the the normal chocobo as part of your story missions. I think you get it at like level 30, if my memory serves. Fat chocobo. The only way you can get it to run is by lettuce on a rope. I also sit on the side with this guy. He is what it sounds like. It's a fat chocobo. And yet all the mounts have their own music associated with them as well, which is the music you can hear playing. It's so ridiculous. But yeah, later on in the game, I haven't actually got to the point where I can unlock it yet, because I do actually need to continue playing through the story at some point, which I will do in like a few levels. But when you do, you can actually use the chocobo as a fighting companion. So they will actually fight with you, and they have like their own skill sets and things like that. But yeah, like when you're... that's this stuff. When you're starting out, you can only use mounts. But yeah, it's kind of cool though. And again, like, with me being like a DPS character, I could set my chocobo to play as a more like a tank-based companion or as a healer to kind of counteract me. Or if I just want to do like a load of damage, I can just leave him as an attacker, and he'll just do like just outright DPS style attacks. But yeah, like I say, I haven't actually unlocked this yet, at least in this. Oh yeah, you can name them and stuff as well. So on my stuff, I went for like a very stereotypical sort of horse name, which, you know, poor chocobo is. They normally have very fancy names, and I just went with like a dead bog standard horse name in Esperit, but eh. But yeah, generally speaking, I don't actually use those two mounts so much. I've been using this mount recently. And yeah, flaps the wings still when it jumps. Because, God bless it, it's trying. It would if it could. There's not a lot of optional content for this game, but... oh, is this an encounter? Oh, you are. Damn. I'll have to actually leave this queue. It won't let me, because this is like a proper closed encounter, it won't let me queue for a duty whilst I'm playing. But yeah, there's let's see if I can actually get the link for it, because there's not that much in the way of optional content, but I'll probably have to actually log in and it'll... only because I can't remember the actual link, so I need to go via my account. I only want the URL of the... there we go. Yeah, I only actually want the URL of the actual thing. Where are you? Mounts. There we go. Da 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 da. Bam. It might complain at you needing to log in to see that, but I hope not. If it does, it'll be a bit of a pain. Let me I wonder if there's another version of that available somewhere. Ah, they've got another version of it. Let's try that. But yeah, it looks really badass, but it costs a fair amount to actually buy it, because it's one of the very few optional extras that they have. I think it's like £8 something, which is essentially the same as like a month subscription, so it's not high on my list. I really liked it. No. I didn't want to fight you. Well, that's actually very straightforward as far as fights go. I don't think there's anything more I need to do with this particular one to actually hand it in. He says. Cool. So we're getting some new gear. This will all end up getting replaced anyway by the next set of dungeon gear. But hey, it's all relatively close, you see, to my actual gear I've got on now. This actually gives me the slightly higher boost. Not much in it though. Oh, I had that as a drop as well. Ooh. Bigger bow. This is the one thing I do like about the bows in this game. They've got so much cool detail for them. So it's like, it does actually look like a really cool wooden bow. And they don't have to put that amount of detail in, but it all helps. God, I've got to tidy this up, bloody hell. Ooh, I've got a level 23 piece of gear there. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to wear that instead. I hadn't realised I'd gotten to that yet. Cool. Yeah, I've got that much like extra stuff in here. It's a bit revealing. Let's have a look. Got a fancier set of gloves as well. So it's always worth to check it every so often. I don't think I've got much in the way of headpieces. They were more specific for my class. Yeah, I've got a decent helmet there, but it was only useful while I was a lancer. It's not so much use now. Anything else cool in here? Yeah, the rest of these are locked out. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum-bum. Ooh. Yeah, that'll be the highest set I have, I think. Yup. Yeah, it's always handy that you've got like that level other stuff, and I've got spares. Yeah, they're Lancer specific too. Rip. Ah well, the rest are just bits. So yeah, after all that, and I've got a better set of stuff anyway. I should have actually checked that before I decided to go for the chest piece beforehand. Ah well. So yeah, basically you can only do these every 5 levels. So this I can't do now until I'm level 30. Ooh, I get a new skill out of it though. Neat. That'll be in a while away yet. Like I can level quickly, but not that quickly. Alright, what condition is this stuff in? It's alright. I will quickly get a repair on it, because it was stuff I was using previously. Just so it's all in a nice shining condition. Ooh! Fireworks! But yeah, fireworks are going off for the event right now. So if you ever come to this area in the evening, you can watch fireworks and stuff going off. You know, as you do. Very cool. It's one of the other nicer little things about the game. They've got like a full day-night cycle, and they've got a weather system as well. Alright, I'm going to take a very opportune moment to just go AFK very briefly, just so I can check on my dog and stuff. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Well, that was easy. He's asleep. He's doing nothing. Lazy dog. Alright. I think there are a few side missions and stuff in here that I could pick up before. So I'll do those rather than doing levies. Cool. I was tempted to leg it to that because it's close, but it's a level 32 one. So perhaps not. These three fellas just sitting up here. Oh well, two fellas and an old lady. No, not old, just grey hair. You always have to check with Final Fantasy, you can never tell ages in these games. Also, if you can't tell, I don't actually pay attention to side quests. Can be a bit dangerous doing that though. Because the game will often tell you important things of how to actually complete the quests if you read the information. And I just don't, I just like to pick them all up. And then and what will invariably happen is there'll be there'll be something as far as like mechanics go, and I'll get frustrated and go like, well, how do I complete it? And it would have actually just told me in the mission. Oh, I'm out of fish. What should we go for? I'm actually going to get the. I'm actually going to use these for a bit, just for that. I'll use that as the next one, just for the accuracy. Yeah, the food stuff gives you XP boosts, along with other different effects as well. So like this next lot I'm using will give me like 8% extra accuracy and give me a +1 to vitality and skill speed, which is useful. The only downside is it only lasts for 30 minutes. I don't know why it's that long, actually. Yeah, I would like it if you could get different stuff easily available. That would let you like just have stuff that lasts for an hour rather than 30 minutes. It's fine. You can get vendor inside there. There is a shop, so we may check. You will find that generally, like speaking, there's vendors and stuff you can buy them off. Or if you know, if this one spawned again. Let's try and skirt around the fate. Can I skirt around it, or is it going to be smack bang in the middle? Oh. There's nothing spawned on me, is there? No, they're a bit further ahead. Let's try and do this and then we can back out. I don't actually want to do the fate. So yeah, fate's resetting the game. So you'll find like each area has like a set number of fates that it actually does. But I don't want to do them by myself. They're really not advisable to be done, like unless there's a few people doing them. Well, some of the, if you're a higher level for it, but you don't have to get level synced for, they're generally okay, and you can get quite a lot of XP from them. But yeah, trying to do it yourself when there's no one else bothering with it, it's more tedious than anything else because there's a time limit on them to complete and stuff like that. The other ones are up top, actually. Yoink. Oh, it's gonna want me to kill these guys, hang on. Yeah, I'm gonna go on the hopeful logic of just picking these people off. Yay! They don't fight as a group. I thought I was getting away with that. Cool, there you go. So there's one type of each it wants me to kill. don't. Okay, used a bit of health. But yeah, these like side quests and stuff like that. You're generally not in enough danger, shall we say, for it to really be much of a bother. Now, there we go. They're down here. The rest of those up the hill. So yeah, this is what I mean about having a class of range as well. It makes it really easy. Just pick people up. Right, so that's that one done. Ah! I might as well stay here actually. And then, yeah, that other side quest is in there. So I can just pick that up after I finish this dungeon. Cool! So yeah, I could literally just sit and wait for dungeons to pop, but... Oh, cool! I haven't done this one on this character yet. Yes. They call guilds in the game free companies, but that's basically what they're called. I can't show it once I'm in a dungeon, but that's the name of the group I'm with at the minute. They give you useful stuff, like companies and stuff will give you a lot of handy bonuses and things. That's where I was getting things like this heat of battle, XP bonus and things like that. And then yeah, it's like you'll find that like the other normal thing of what you'd expect with groups in an MMO, where it's like you can do dungeon content together, or when you get into like higher level stuff you can do raids and stuff like that together. Raids are a lot bigger than what I'm showing here. You can actually find pick the right one again. You can find that there's a lot of videos for like the raids and stuff on YouTube and stuff already. But I'll probably end up showing a few once I get up to it. There are a few levels up yes. Just a few. And yeah, so I could do I could queue for like these as well if I wanted to with people in that. But with doing stuff on stream and things, I tend to I tend to play through stuff at a different pace a lot of the time. So it wouldn't always make sense for me to do that really, but you know, you would have found, like, for example, at the weekend, I was queuing up with them more, like when it's like stuff in my own time sort of thing. They're a nice bunch though. And again, like with your average MMO fare, it's like you'll generally get a good mix of people wanting to do PvE stuff. There is PvP based stuff in the game as well. So if you prefer to do like player versus player stuff, there is that stuff in the game as well. I'm generally not much of an at least generally speaking, not much of a PvP sort of player. I do tend to prefer like my dungeons and that sort of thing. The tank pulled without checking that we were with him. That's gonna go horribly wrong. This has got bad news all over it. Because the healer hasn't moved up. No, too late. Oh no, they did actually save it. That's what they had. Dang. They might have used a skill to do that. Where it's like it covers you if you're on the point of death. I'm not that up on the tank stuff these days though. I don't really pay enough attention to it. I was thinking about leveling a tank at one point, but I just can't come up. Not in these sort of games where there's a lot of actual mechanics to pay attention to. Where it's like basically if you're playing really badly as a tank, you can wipe a whole group. And it's like, I don't want that responsibility on a stream, to be honest. I would much rather have, you know, a little bit less drama for my gameplay. Thank you very much. Just moving to get rid of some of these first one. Yeah, the whoa! I didn't notice there was actually a fair few this side. Bye-bye. Noticed that about 5 years too late. I'm actually leaving the actual killing of the boss at all at the minute because they're completely ignoring this. I can actually do with like, you know, 1 or 2 more of them helping. Screw it. There we go. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, I got it anyway. Guess no one else wanted it. My logic was I just read on stuff I'm not particularly fussed on. But yeah, again, that's kind of one of those mechanics where if I left those mobs to just all pile into the fire, it wouldn't really wipe the group at like the base level, unless like the healer absolutely sucked, which it doesn't look like they do. So for the most part, it'd be fine anyway. But yeah, it's like if you don't manage that when you're doing like the harder version of this, that can be more unforgiving. But for this, it's fine. dexterity. So yeah, dexterity is the enemy I need to really look out for. Just with me being a ranged class, specifically an archer, dexterity is basically my be all and end all when it comes to how much damage I can do. But again, like, all this stuff's like just the actual dungeon designs and stuff in the game are just absolutely gorgeous. So it's like, this is why it's like I really don't mind actually playing through this stuff, just because like it's all just gorgeous stuff. This is handy as well. It's actually the secondary stuff you can see pop up every now and then. That's actually part of my hunting log. You can get XP for killing stuff through on this, and this is actually stuff for part of my the order I've joined here, the Order of the Twin Adder, which is like one of the companies I was talking about earlier. If I do that, I get specific XP, and I also get stuff I can trade in for various items and or goodies. Yeah, let's say there's a lot of stuff like that, but like syncs up with like other parts of the game. Yeah. Oh, healer looks like they're just having fun running around healing us all. It doesn't look like they're struggling for anything really. So in theory, it should be a relatively straightforward run. This. Just give me all the XP. I don't really need to refresh that as much. I tend to refresh straight shot when I really don't need to that much. But as I say, at least not to the level I'm getting in a minute. Very lazy gameplay. It's what happens whenever I play a game when I'm streaming. The quality of my gameplay just absolutely plummets, and it's not the best gameplay to even start with. So, you know. So even with this, it's like realistically, I should probably pay a little bit more attention to what I'm doing. That would be the sensible way to play it. I'm getting like all the things unlocked in this. So I've got like the one dungeon that gives me like all my various bits and pieces for the for my hunting log. Well, yeah, you don't get item drops outside of the actual boss encounters. So this is classed as like a mini boss here. So there's stuff like this. You'll find like once this is finished, there'll be like an actual amount of loot rewarded after this. Yep, don't want any of that. No way! Pulling everything. And again, I mean, that's their own preference for how they design the dungeons and things in the game. You'll generally find that like there's mobs and stuff laid out at like as trash basically throughout a lot of the dungeon. But then like for actual use rewards, yeah, they're generally speaking only at the bosses. Could be like the odd extra one thrown in there, but yeah. As a general rule of thumb, it's like if you're looking for gear as you're leveling as well, they'll generally speaking only be when you kill like a mini boss or a main boss. So you can see like from that, like once we've killed that, we've got 2 different treasure chests at the end of it once you've killed them. And then you get the normal need or greed loot rolls. And yeah, for a lot of this stuff, it's stuff I can't even use, so it's like I won't even bother with it. Ooh. I didn't even really need that. It's handy in case I happen to bother leveling another class again. That happens to be generally a one of the Disciples of War type. But realistically, I probably won't use it. It'll probably be one of those things that yeah, it'll probably be something that I end up selling for like no money whatsoever. Because actual dungeon drops are pretty much certainly like for the leveling stuff, it's pretty much low worth. We're going for that. There's an extra fight here if you want that particular loot. Groups tend not to bother with it. And yeah, this is what I was saying, they'll always have cutscenes like this in the dungeons. There's an option in your settings as well to skip these once you've seen them before. But certainly on this character, they're all classed as new to me. Which is handy because I can show them on stream for the first time for me. Alright! So yeah, this is where you'll find like this happens in dungeons as well, where they'll basically revisit mechanics that you've seen previously. So the basic idea with this sort of thing is that, similar to what was happening with the fire earlier on in this, if you don't actually deal with the various fire spawn mobs that pop in during this fight, then the group takes a buttload of damage. So you know, there is stuff like that. You know, it's all just designed to keep you on your toes. Whoop! Right, had the wrong one selected. It's meant to give me the closest one to me, but it's not. Down goes Tubby. So yeah, like I say, relatively straightforward. It kind of just revisits some of the mechanics that you see earlier on. No use to me. Give it to the tank because the healer buggered up. Yeah, generally speaking, I do try and give commendations a lot when I'm doing dungeon stuff. And my rule of thumb is to generally either give it to the healer or tank, depending on who I see doing a lot. Right, let me get into here, so I can get this item. There's some more back there. I could move as well. Generally speaking, if I don't want to take damage from these guys, I can just kite them, but they're not going to do enough to bother me, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so I've got like a lot of like area control and escapes and stuff like that I can use if I wanted to, but there's no real need for it. They're not going to do enough to me for me to be that concerned. Now, the one thing I will say is because it's taking me a little while to kill these guys, the other ones might start respawning again. They shouldn't do. I don't think this is a particularly quick respawn area, but cool. We can just go and do this last one now. Yeah, dude, there are. And again, they actually work. Ooh, crap. Don't actually want to fight you guys today. I want to go this way. So yeah, there's actually someone chopping himself some wood. Good, he's buggered off. I pulled him out of the way. So the way the game splits up its various classes, you have... They're waving to me. They buggered off. So, when the game first launched, they had the Disciples of War stuff, which are classed as the physical style classes. So within that you'll have them split up where you can have them as tanks, have them as healers, or just outright DPS. You then have basically the same sort of idea, but as users of magic. So that's where you'll get like what I was showing earlier, when you have like the conjurers and people like that, and they can also do damage as well. You then have the stuff they added in with the last expansion, which are again designed to do either DPS or tanking or healing as well. So that's what this left side is basically. They're like your normal combat based stuff. On the right hand side here though is all your crafting and gathering skills. And again, you can play all of these on the one character. There's nothing stopping you from doing this. You have the ones which are classed just as the gathering ones. So you'll find some of these are designed around you getting resources throughout the world. So, you know, similar to what that fellow was doing before, where it's like you can go and chop down trees, which is what he's doing over here. He's just about in shot over here. So it's like you can do stuff like that. It's like you can also mine other stuff in the game, like and get like rare gems and all sorts. So then like, they're like classes like the more gathering stuff, like your fishing, gathering up like herbs and plants and stuff like that for what the other part of it is, which is your outright crafting stuff. So again, it's like pretty much anything in the game is craftable. So like gear, weapons, food types. There's, you know, you name it. And again, there's different types of. Oh, excuse me. Let me get a drink of water. Different classes within that allow you to craft different types of items. So you'll find like the different armor types have their own unique crafter. Different weapons can be crafted by different individuals and stuff as well. And yeah, it's a whole thing. And that's gonna say it's kind of a good thing about the game. It's like if you wanted to do all this stuff as yourself, you could do. There's nothing stopping you from doing it. It's just purely a time investment, realistically. And like I say, for me right now, you know, I'm currently leveling Archer, but it'll still show me as leveling Archer, but when I actually unlock the Bard job, that'll then give me a slightly different set of skills and stuff as well. Now the question is, depending on how long this queue is, I'll probably have enough time to show one more dungeon before I go off, because I'm finishing at 5. So we'll probably have just about enough time, he says, to do one more dungeon. Maybe. But yeah, man, that's one of the really good things about the game. You know, there's nothing like limiting per character. Like you think about like a lot of other MMOs, it's like other MMOs out there, it's like you pick your class and that would basically be it. You know, it's like you'd have to like either stick with that character, or you would have to basically make a new one if you wanted to, say, like, try a different class or something. Whereas, like, literally the entire system in Final Fantasy is designed around letting you level multiple classes of things. So, like, what I was saying there is the higher level stuff is what they call jobs in the game. And rather than just being a single class for you to level up, the jobs are designed to be a little more of a mix of the classes that are in the game. So with what I'm wanting to go into, which is the bard, I basically have to... I had to have Pugilist here at 15, and then once I get Archer to level 30, it'll allow me to unlock Bard as a job in the game. The only reason why I have Lancer at 34 is because I wanted this ability, and I could only unlock that at level 34 as a Lancer. So it's like I've basically done my secondary classes first, so that I can just purely play through as an archer now. Makes it a little bit more easy for me to get to grips with it, because it doesn't mean I'm completely changing mechanics and stuff like that. It's like I can kind of play and learn it as I go, all in like the one go. It's like I'm not kind of splitting into the different classes and things. I forgot I had a new skill. Oh, it's my dex one. That's useful. It gives me a 15% boost to my dexterity. Very handy. I need to reorganize some of this a little bit then. Right, let's do things this way. Let's put you here. There, that's a bit better. That's better. Just trying to remember like what, how and when I would use certain skills. Cool. Yeah, that's what I get for not actually checking my my hotbars there when I leveled up. Oops. Not my fault. Well, might have been my fault, but still. Ooh. We'll take that one off him. Yeah, this is what I mean when I'm saying a lot of like the side quests and stuff give you various food types and stuff on here. It's like you don't really have to worry about necessarily going out to buy food. It's like if you're actually doing side quests and stuff, a lot of them give you it anyway. Other side of the forest there. I'll go and hand these in first. So we can have some boots, which are a bit crap for defense. Ooh, different potions. I'll take the dexterity potion. Useful. Ah, come on. God damn. just short of leveling up there. It's going to level as soon as I hand this in. I've actually gotten a lot of levels done in the time I've been streaming. I'll probably get a few more done this evening as well. Oh yeah, that's right, because the last time I got it, I did it in the dungeon, didn't I? Yeah. Just focusing on dexterity, nothing else. And level 26 missions. Let's pick these up. Where is it? Oh, it's up the top. Yeah. As I'm in the area. If that doesn't pop in the next 5 minutes, it might not get there for a good time by the time I finish, but we'll see. Huh. Apparently there's a poacher hiding in here somewhere. I wonder where. Now, normally speaking, it leaves it as an obvious thing. Yeah, dude. They have a lot of stuff like that, but you know, it really helps the overall feel of the game, you know. So that's the I like the water effects in the game as well. But yeah, they do like a lot of little bits and pieces like that that you know, really add to the overall feel of the world. It's all, I'd say, it's all done really, really well. It's one of the things I really do like about it. It's like, as far as like the overall design of the game goes, I mean, especially as it's like an MMO, and like, you know, they didn't have to make it look really nice, but yeah, man, it's like, as far as this as far as like the overall game design goes, I was like, I really can't fault them. Well, damn. It's like one quest all the way up here, one quest all the way down here. Wow, that is like right on the edge. Oh well, we'll go up that way and then we'll come back. Oops, that was a that was a bigger drop than I thought it was. Well, that doesn't give me useful stats really. It's not bad. The accuracy is not too bad, but I could do with something that helps with dexterity as well. But yeah, we'll take the potions instead. Yeah, I'll show the free company stuff actually. Cause I didn't show it before. But you can see there's actually a fair few people online right now, even though it's like middle of the afternoon sort of time. And yeah, there's no limit on who can join. So, like, for example, these guys are actually part of the Maelstrom, as like the company that they're working for. But I'm not. So I went with the adders instead. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as such. It's just how the company stuff works. They do have the option to apply multiple different buffs as well for people to use. The one they generally leave on is the Heat of Battle stuff, which is great for leveling up. But yeah, there's loads of stuff like that, really. Well, that kind of comes back to the expansion stuff I was talking about earlier, buddy. It's... if you only play the base game, so like if you only actually go and buy the base game for this, which you can get pretty cheap now, I think, and you can even get the game and the expansion bundle together these days. But if you just get the base game, then it's level 50. If you have the expansion as well, then that's level 60. And, you know, I say new expansion, I mean the expansion's been out a while now. Point in case there is actually another expansion coming sometime. That's my I don't know time. But yeah, that's coming in the next few months, I think. So there'll be another new expansion coming along, which, you know, with all probability will probably mean, you know, a higher level cap again. Kind of similar to what they did with the last expansion. There'll probably be a new class or a few new classes for that matter, and you know, there'll be like new dungeon content, new story content, and things as well. And that's the thing with this game. They do actually do a very good job with it, because it's an expansion only game. They can actually afford to have a relatively large development team on this game. So whenever they do an expansion, they do actually release a lot of content with it. I don't think this is going to pop. Come on. If it comes in the next few minutes, it'll just about be okay. I'll go and do this mission while I'm waiting. I'm relatively high in the queue now, though. So like I'm now number 2 in the list. So I should get a group within the next like few minutes. almost back up to the point of where I want to start picking this up again, so I might actually, depending on how close I get to level 28, I might actually start doing some more of my story again this evening. He says. Come on! This is why I say the average wait time means nothing. So yeah, when this pops, it'll be like the last thing I do on the stream before the evening. So I'm probably going to run over a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. It's one of those, so long as I don't run over more than like half an hour, because then that gets a little bit ridiculous. What dungeon will it be? Hey, it's the mines! Cool. Alright. Yeah, that's the one thing that can sometimes take people a little bit of getting used to with the game. So, I'm essentially over the level requirement for this dungeon now. So because of that, what the game does is any skill that I can't have when I'm synced to level 20 here, it basically blocks out. So sometimes depending on the skill that's being locked out, it can sometimes be a little bit confusing to people. Like, especially like once you start getting like more skills and things. But for the most part it's not too bad. Well, you'll find as well, unlike that other tank who was using the other class, I actually tend to find the class that he's playing a little bit easier to see visually. It's like when he's pulling mobs and stuff, he does like a shield toss and things like that. So it's like it's a little bit easier for certainly like someone like me who's like a range class who very similar to what the healer's doing here. It's like you're generally you're standing way off, so it's nicer to see visually what the tank's doing from a distance, and it's a lot easier with the class that he's playing with. Lord, Emmy. Hello. Oh, looks like this guy wants to do these side quests. It's like the side area that gives you more. We cleared that set of mobs for that one person to get 3 potions. Well worth it. Oh, it will be, dude. It's because I'm using my headset mic, so it's crap. Like, every time the music starts, it's like I can't. I just can't even. Yeah, my lovely AT2020 is finally on its way back to me. So, you know, I'll actually be able to have like proper audio balance again, rather than the monstrosity that is using my headset mic. It's so painful. It's like once I because like, you don't even realise it, but it's like I got used to the levels with the AT2020 really, really quickly, and you don't realise how much of a difference having like good quality audio makes. Just to be able to have like proper audio mix and stuff. Whereas, yeah, with the headset mic. Not so much. But, you know, we cope as best we can. Yeah, dude. I don't mind doing the really low level dungeons. I haven't done on this character anyway, because this is I could adjust the game audio a bit, in fairness, but I'm not saying it's me being lazy. But it's me being lazy. It's like, literally speaking. It's like, I can adjust it all right here. So look, I can literally just dump it down. See? I can dump it down if I wanted to. But it's like, it's saving myself 2 seconds of time. Plus what'll end up happening is when they, because yeah, they tried to fix my mic initially. And they spent an awful long time trying to fix it. And in the end, I believe the official response as near as made a difference was, yeah, we can't actually fix this for some unknown reason, so we're just going to send you a new one. They don't normally send a brand new model, they normally repair. But yeah, they were just like, yeah, we have no clue what's wrong with it. Because like, we've replaced nearly every part at this point. And they couldn't figure out what was like causing it. So it's like, in the end they were just like, screw it, we'll just send you a brand new one. So I'm getting a brand new mic instead. Which is cool. So you not the ears. But yeah, the game, the one thing I will say with Final Fantasy is that they give you every setting under the sun to play around with if you wanted to. So like along with being able to, you can set like base graphic stuff really quickly. So like at the minute I've actually got it capped at 60 so that it matches my my monitor I'm playing on and stuff for that side of things. But you can adjust every single setting you can think of in the game, both for like graphics and audio and stuff like that. It's ridiculous. So it's like that actual audio stuff you saw before. It's like it's all the individual different volumes for the game. It'll let you adjust every single one of them if you wanted to. You know, I know a lot of people turn off like, you know, just the game music and stuff like that if they're listening to their own music, that sort of thing. I tend to leave it on. I don't mind the. I actually don't mind the in-game music one bit. I just feel that makes more sense for Final Fantasy to have its music. Yeah, dude. You can, again, like there's stuff like that where it's like you can completely like adjust distances and things like that for like listening as well. So if you've got like surround sound and stuff, you can actually adjust your listening position relative to yourself. You can adjust the camera. Just about got in there on time. Too busy chatting. But yeah, man, it's like any setting you can think of with the game, they let you adjust. You can, although I wouldn't recommend it, you can, and I know there's a few healers who do this, as well as a few of the melee characters, but by default the zoom locks out here, but you can set it to allow you to have full first person if you want. I don't know, because it's like, I'm a ranged class anyway, so, you know. I will have my camera sitting off me quite happily in third person. But yeah, I know there's a few people who do actually have it like in the first person stuff, just for being like right up close with stuff. It doesn't always work ideally for dungeon stuff though. Like some of the dungeon mechanics and stuff are, it's like you generally speaking want to be able to see what's happening around you, just because some of the AoE effects and stuff you can only see when they're placed on the ground. So it's like, I know like some people who swear down by that, but it's like I can't see how people can play like that. It just seems like it'd drive you crazy. Ah, I didn't know you played. The more you know. I need a more you know star wipe. It'll happen at some point. I will make a star wipe if it needs to be. But yeah, I think it's probably more. I didn't used to do it so much when I was just playing, but I probably would say with streaming more. I generally like the camera to be quite fluid. So it's like, I'll have it locked to the character, but that's about it. Just so I can mess around with the camera while I'm playing if I wanted to. Like I have done stuff where there's like no AoE to be bothered with. I have done things every now and then where I would do the shooting to camera option, which is so ridiculous. But like, just like where it's like, if you're doing something like this, where it's like you're shooting at the action sort of. But yeah, generally speaking now, I don't do stuff like that. Sometimes I'll do like the side-on view, just so you can see the full bow effect and stuff, which is quite cool. I think it just is a case of me just liking to mess with camera views and stuff. Yeah. It's like I generally don't tweak the default UI and stuff that much either. And I probably should. And realistically, I do in other MMOs I've played. It's like I'll like just absolutely destroy the default UI and just get it to my own preferences. But yeah, for the most part in this, I mean, I haven't really tweaked much in this. At least, like, say nothing too major anyway. Yeah, I played this. I probably played it more last year than I have this year, certainly. But with wanting to have like a, for lack of a better phrase, proper schedule and stuff going forwards again on here for actually doing streaming stuff on the YouTubes. I did actually want to say get back into the game properly again. Plus there's an expansion on its way. That'll be here in a few months. At which point I might actually be max. You know, it takes me forever to level stuff even when I'm playing it on stream. Yeah, dude, I haven't got that much in the way of the full skill set yet. And won't for a while yet, anyway. I mean, realistically, right now, my skill stuff right now is... It's essentially 5 skills. Well, it's these 4s plus the 5th one, really, when it's needed. That's about it. You know, there's not much to it at low level. But yeah, come high level, when I do actually start to get like more stuff unlocked and stuff like that, it's like, that's when I'll probably do a major rework of it. Oh, I thought, no, it'll have a different title. I was gonna tell him to shoo away from me. What server am I on? I'm playing on Phoenix. I was on Odin originally, but Odin's a bit of a zoo. Same as Cerberus. I mean, it's good and it's bad, but it's busy as all hell. Phoenix is a little less bonkers as far as its population goes. It's a little less busy, which is handy for the open world stuff. Well, come on, man, be fair, this boss fight does nothing. There's nothing for me to do here. Outside of, like, killing the odd thing that spawns here, there's nothing for me to do until right at the end here. But yeah, I played on Odin for ages. There's nothing wrong with the server, so I just wanted the one thing I noticed from when I was streaming it last, when I was on Odin, was, you know, I could still do dungeon stuff fine, 'cause obviously it's all cross-server stuff. But whenever I try to do any of the open world stuff. You know, even like just something like the basics of like the hunts and things. It's like it was just a zoo. You'd have like massive packs of players roaming around. So you know, it wasn't particularly ideal. And like Phoenix, it's still like relatively popular anyway, but it's a little bit less bonkers. Whoop. And that's the thing, it's not as if... the thing with Final Fantasy XIV anyways, it's not as if... you know, it's not as if it's struggling for its population, you know. It's got more than enough people playing it. And yeah, it's like I'm slowly figuring bits and pieces out. I can't really... like, at the minute, it's like I'm not really having to bother too much with anything just because the skills I've got but don't obey with, or like don't obey by the global cooldown stuff. There's nothing there that complex yet. Whereas that tends to be the only complexity with Bard. It's like what skills to use outside of global cooldown. Yeah, like outside of that, yeah, there's not a whole lot else to worry about. I will say, having come onto this and leveling this, because I was like I think it was like 54 or 55 as White Mage, and that's initially what I had intended to actually level all the way through. But yeah, like compared to that. Oh, I so forgot that they were there. Oops. I'll give them that one. My bad. Whoops. Normally I tend to default back to this corner so I'm out the way of stuff, but I forgot we didn't actually clear out the edge. Normally you kind of just come sneaking around this corner. But yeah, it's like having come from healing as a White Mage onto this, it's so much more chilled as far as its gameplay goes. It's like I'm not really having to do that whole lot in game. And it's like I can still actually do decent DPS as well. Yeah, it's one of those really. I will say though, I don't necessarily agree with what they do with like the healing profession stuff, which is like where you're only necessarily classed as a good healer if you can do DPS and heal. Now, I'm not going to say that they have, you know, they have the capacity for both, but as a bit of a purist as far as MMOs go, expecting people to have like a sort of dual capability kind of grates with me the wrong way, but if people are comfortable doing it, I can't really complain one way or the other anyway. If they're happy enough to do it, they're happy enough to do it. Dude, whenever I ask people what their favourites are, it's like I don't think I've I don't think I've particularly ever, like, even like when I've asked like say like just generally asked like people in general chat or in free company and stuff like that, I don't think there's ever been like one absolute unanimous vote sort of thing, where it's like, yeah, this one is the best, no questions asked sort of thing. Everyone has like their own styles with it, which is kind of cool. Yeah. Actually, I mean, I quite like doing it when I was No! Go away. Do not want. Can you pull him off me, please? I wasn't doing that much damage, surely. There you go. I think I was actually dropping that much down. Apparently I'm doing enough though. Yeah, apparently I'm doing enough to make this guy second guess who's who's actually got the most aggro on him. I must be really pissing this guy off. I don't think I'm pointing down that much. I'm not really doing my rotation that well here. He's probably not pulling enough, but hey ho. Run away! Yeah. Oh, dude. Some of the number of times I would pull with like just with like doing any really lazy AoE heal stuff. Just like you'd go into like a general run against trash and you just pull everything. Just because like you could actually be sensible and not do that stuff, but it was such lazy healing. What was that? I don't want it. Ah! They both buggered out before I could award it to one of them. Yeah, man. But that's kind of it. It's like you can generally pull aggro easy enough just running his heals, but then it's like, as soon as you start like dropping damage on the boss as well, and it's like you can just see like a poor tank just starting to sweat when they're struggling to actually hold threat. But it's as I say, like compared to like certainly like compared to when I was running healer and stuff in this, Archer stuff is so much more laid back. it's so much more chill just to play through as DPS. Anyway, as you might imagine, I was meant to finish at 5. I've let it run a bit long because I was finishing the dungeon. But I am now buggering off. In case you're wondering what the giveaways are going to be, I am actually going to be doing some giveaways at the end of this month. I haven't said what they are yet, but they are actually only going to be available to anyone who now backs me on Patreon. Any freebies I'm given doesn't actually count as part of that. So you will find, easy example is gigantic beta keys or any keys I get off EA for like various events and stuff like that. I don't actually do those as part of giveaways with Patreon. It's always a separate item that I've paid for that. So that'll be happening at the end of this month. I have a few ideas for what it might be, but again, it's only actually available for people who are supporting me on Patreon. there's a load of different perks and stuff on there if people are interested, but outside of that, it is essentially, you don't have to do that. I mean, it's optional stuff anyway. I'm going to be streaming regardless. So like the main one is just making sure you're subscribed to my channel, just so you can see when I'm streaming, and that's about it really. I will be back later this evening, so until then, thank you very much for watching, take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye!